Recording in progress.
Wow, that's energy. Welcome, everyone. Wow, so many beautiful faces and souls, and everybody smiling and like eager to hear what's going on or to see, to experience unity Namaste of Ahiti. I'm Reverend Johan Jimenez Harto, and an ordained unity minister and the senior minister of unity Namaste of Ahiti. And also, I have a Spanish-speaking unity ministry called Unity para Todos, so that you invite your friends and family and co-workers or whatever Spanish-speaking people. Today in the United States is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to, yes, to each. Bravo, yes. You know, no, it's bravo. It's Italian is brava, yes. Okay, so in Mexico, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is Mother's Day. And I know in the Dominican Republic, it's the last Sunday of May. Which is so Puerto Rico, because it's part of the United States, is today also. We celebrate Mother's Day. So the Mother's Day is every day. It's every day. So, I mean, so let's start with prayer. Unity, we start with you, with the prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and just feel the presence of divine. And say, unity, beloved Father, Mother, God, divine Spirit. We have come together with heart open to feel your presence, your love, your life. In this day, this beautiful day, purify the thoughts of our hearts with the unspeakable gift of your love. As we are raised together to the beautiful truth that we are one with you. Somos un solo ser, unidos con el Creador. We hear your voice and we open the door of our hearts to receive you, to welcome you, to love you. And in this moment, we are in communion with God. We sing our prayers and love to every child, woman, and man in Ukraine and Russia. As we affirm, as we know that peace prevails everywhere in this planet. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for your blessings in our lives. Well, today, before doing the reading of the daily word, I'm going to do something different. I want to introduce our ministers in here. We are very excited. I'm going to do just a little bit of so many things that they have done. But there is Michael and Meagan Brooks are ordained ministers, ordained unity ministers, dedicated to bringing practical truth teachings, and universal spiritual philosophy from a variety of resources in a more non-traditional format to the spiritual seeking of the world. They have served several different unity spiritual centers since 2004, and as co-ministers, most recently in Cincinnati, Ohio. They are the co-founders of Unity Awakening Way, an alternative unity ministry offering online spiritual education and ministry services. Their goal is to support anyone from anywhere who is ready to grow spiritually on this journey we call life, and discover the many ways to activate and demonstrate their own divine presence. Reverends Meagan and Michael have been regular in-person and online speakers at Unity Spiritual Center around the USA, United States. Today, we are going to have the blessing of Reverend Meagan, and she is preparing right now to join Unity of South Sound in Tacoma, as their new senior minister in mid-June. Good luck with that, everyone. My heart is with you. Wow, they are moving. As soon as they get home from here, from Namaste village, they are moving there. Wow, that's an adventure. Yes, you are going to be there. Meagan is the author of Unraveling Grief, a modern spiritual journey of healing and discovery, based on her grief journey after the murder of her adult son, Justin. As a certified grief coach, Reverend Meagan offers an online grief coaching course for those impacted by the pain of loss, with spiritual tools and practices to heal and transform grief to allow moving forward with meaningful purposes. They are both honored, those are their words. Honored to join the spiritual community of Namaste Village as ministers in residence of Unity Namaste of Ahihi for the month of May. So we are happy to have you here. Now I'm going to read the daily word for today. Sunday, May 8th, 2022 is Mother's Blessing. I bless all mothers everywhere. I bless all mothers everywhere. The word mother brings to mind love, gentleness, nurturance, and compassion. Even if I did not experience these qualities from the woman who gave me life, I give thanks for them in everyone who has inspired me and touched my life. To my mother and everyone who has blessed me with a mother's care, I send you love. I say a prayer of thanks for your presence in my life, for the sacrifices you made to give me the opportunity to grow and learn. You taught me the power of love and gentleness and the strength found in giving. You taught me above all to be true to myself. You are a leader who has taught me to live by example. I send you thoughts of infinite love and peace as I join with others in gratitude and joy today. Yeah. I have to confess that I had to read this 5 times because every time I was reading the daily word, I was crying. I could have written this daily word for my mother. That was my relationship with her, with so much love and care and honesty and strength and everything. So I just want to say to those who didn't have the blessing of having a mother like I had, full of love, and all those mothers also who have been loving and caring, and to all of you, you are mothers. So happy Mother's Day to each one of you. And the daily word for today was inspired from the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 26, that reads, "She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue." Well, let us now receive the one that you have been waiting for. We are blessed to have you, Reverend Meagan and Reverend Michael, to bless us this week here at Namaste Village. Thank you for saying yes to the calling. So let us receive Reverend Meagan.
Thank you. We are truly blessed to be here. And so we thought that it would be really lovely to invite you to join in vibrational musical alignment to prepare for our meditation experience. And so I know many of you like to exercise your voice, right?
Yes.
I know you do. So we're going to lead you into a song by Michael Stillwater, "I Am One with the Heart," that's really appropriate for our Mother's Day experience. So Jack, if you can go ahead and start the interlude. We're going to invite you into the experience. Michael and I will lead you. There are two parts. Have any of you heard this song or sung this song before? Oh, good. And so the main chant, "I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God." Michael will be singing that part, and just so the lower voices, if you resonate that, just keep following him. Then there's a second part. It's Ave Maria, Kyrie Liaison, which is a little higher. And so those of you who want to follow me, it will be in the recording too. We're going to create this.
I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Again. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. One with the heart of love, one with the heart of love. Mother, I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Let me remember. Let me remember. The Father, with God.
Just stay in the silence and invite you to close your outer eye as you align with your breath. To feel that breath breathing you, knowing that it reminds you that you are divine by nature. The very breath of God breathing you into this life experience. And so we continue to align with a beautiful chant that reminds us of who we are. I am one with the heart of the mother. Feel your heart. Feel the rhythm of your heart. I am one with that pulse, that vibration of love. I am one with the heart of the Father, the source of all being. And collectively, we are one with that which we call God. So again, take in a deep breath and feel it vibrating within you, in and through and as you. Allow yourself to really align with that vibrational energy. And as you release your next breath, I invite you to release consciously, intentionally, anything and everything that is not one with that creative energy of life, our God source. So we breathe in love, we align with it, and then we release it out into the universe. And this collective aligning of our vibrational energy, I invite you just to go into the silence, to just feel that divine mother love within you, blessing you, comforting you, nurturing you, blessing you, and just listen for what she has to say. And gentle breath in and let it go. And we gently come back into the realization of this moment in time, the oneness with each other, and the blessings that we have received in spirit. In the name and through the power of that living, loving expression of life active in and through and as us we call God, and so it is. Amen. Today is a special day, and that song that we sang into meditation, I am one with the heart of the mother, I am one with love, is perhaps more true about the sentiment of Mother's Day than we typically realize. So as we honor the roles of motherhood today, in the US today and other parts of the world, perhaps on Tuesday, May 10th here in Mexico, I want to invite you to reconsider the concept of Mother's Day, perhaps another way, by honoring the Divine Mother within, that true mother that we honor and the beauty that she represents. I want to share with you this poem by an unknown source that is called Seeking the Divine Mother, and it just really sets the tone of what I invite you into experiencing today. So listen. The Divine Mother calls, sometimes softly. Bringing the feminine voice into awareness, she nurtures, inspires, listens, and radiates a sense of unity and connection. The Divine Mother models compassion and teaches us how to live with passion. She is a holder of dreams and visions and offers a container in which creativity can emerge. The Divine Mother holds the space where both masculine and feminine can flourish together. It is the careful dance between them that enables us to become whole. I connect with her in solitude, in prayer, walking the labyrinth and in nature, for she is a part of me and I of her. She is awaiting our call, our openness to her presence. I celebrate her beauty, her wisdom, her guidance. And we breathe that in. Every human being on this planet or who has ever lived has a mother. Acknowledged, known or not, biologically, we all have a mother or we would not be here. That is a very important intention for us to recognize today. For anyone not have a mother, it might not feel like it sometimes. So it would seem that honoring our mothers who have blessed us with this gift of life deserve to be celebrated here today. So for me, being both a daughter and a mother and a grandmother, I've had the experience of giving and receiving the various sentiments of Mother's Day. And so I was considering the meaning of what that might mean for this year, for me this year. And I was taken back into time to contemplate each role that I have played and the roles that both my mother and especially my maternal grandmother played in my spiritual path that has led me to stand here before you today. Because I know many of you have been saying, what's your story? How did you get here? So I'm going to weave a little of that in for you. Very appropriate. You know, so as a daughter, my mother was my confidant and friends at times, as well as having served as my mentor, guide, and advisor. We had a very special connection that I've cherished in many ways. My mother allowed me to feel nourished, nurtured, and always encouraged me to be all that I wanted to be, even to become a minister. Not everyone's family embraces that. So I feel her love unconditionally, especially this first Mother's Day that I'm experiencing without her presence, for she passed this last October. The last year was a challenging one as we realized that she was transitioning into another form in spirit. But it's interesting, though I have these special memories of my mother, our relationship was not perfect. It had its challenges. She knew how to press my buttons, She knew how to manipulate very, very well. And I've had to work through some very painful emotions around my relationship with her. And it has been challenging knowing that I can't do that in person with her anymore. And so the spiritual principles and practices, the foundation that I have, has served me very well in being able to process that as I move into this new relationship with her in spirit. So there's a lot of deep reflecting that has taken place. And yet, through everything, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for her role in gifting me this life experience. For without her, no matter what the various experiences of our life had been, I would not be who I am today. I have to share this little side note. My mother was in assisted living. She had been going through that process of dementia. And it was not a very pretty process of dementia. And we had moved her into hospice. She was living in northwestern Montana. I was in Cincinnati, so I wasn't close to her. And the hospice nurse called me and said, "We believe your mother is beginning her transition, probably within the next 24 hours. And I wasn't really sure how do I deal with that because I was too far away to be able to get there. And she said, that hearing is the last sense that we lose in the process of dying. And so if you called, they could put the phone up to her ear and she will hear you, even though she is on morphine to manage her pain, and she won't be able to speak to you." And so I thought, well, she said, we have about 24 hours. Maybe I'll call in the morning. But something said to me, no, you need to call now. It was 11 o'clock my time. And so I called and the attendant put the phone up to her ear. And I was able to just say to her, because I hadn't had a conversation with her in a while, it had been very difficult, just to let her know that I loved her and that I forgave her for any discomfort or emotional discord that I had around her, and that I accepted her forgiveness for any misunderstandings we may have, and that it was okay for her to go. It was okay for her to let go. I knew she wasn't really happy or comfortable with her quality of life anymore. And then I sang her a little song, Just a Blessing of Love. And when I felt complete, I hung up. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened by this cell tone ringing, which was my mother's ringtone that I had set for her cell phone, and she had not had that phone connected for 6 months. And I knew that she was calling to let me know that she was on her way. And the hospice nurse called me several hours later and said, your mother has passed. And I said, I know. I sat with her as she called me in this experience. And I said, what time did she pass? And they said it was around 3 a.m. And so that's when she called me. And so despite the challenges, there's a blessing that I recall. A love that could perhaps sometimes not be spoken, and the gift of life and the shared journey that we had, because everyone that shows up in our life is here to serve a purpose, to support us in becoming who we're meant to be, whether we recognize it or not. And our mothers had a really deep role in that, no matter how they played out in our life. So my maternal grandmother was born in 1889, and she was a very spiritual presence in my life. She passed in 1987 at the age of 98, but she left me this legacy of spiritual discernment and curiosity in understanding the teachings of Jesus. She just had this love for Jesus, but she had discovered unity in the 1930s. And both my mother and my grandmother started unity study groups that I was exposed to. So my grandmother started one in West Seattle in the 1930s, and she corresponded with Myrtle Fillmore, who was the co-founder of the Unity movement. And so she had this beautiful, just a loving presence. It was just like, just wanted to crawl in her lap all the time. My mother started a study group in Hansville, Washington, that ultimately became North Peninsula Unity Center. And after I became a licensed teacher in 1995, I was called to be their spiritual leader in 2004. And so what I realize is that I'm very blessed to be the third generation of women in my family who've been part of the union leadership. And so that is my legacy, and that is like a bit of my story that I wanted to share with you. But also as a mother, I've experienced the depth of love that cannot be defined. I've experienced the anguish of watching my two sons make mistakes and having to learn from the consequences of life, right? As we all do. I've experienced worry and joy and extraordinary pride in their successes, their accomplishments, and I've learned to let go and watch them become young men with lives and babies of their own. And even more challenging, to let go of my youngest son, Justin, whose life was taken from him by an act of violence when he was 29 years old, May 30th, 2013. And that has been my most difficult experience of motherhood. That even beyond those times, though, when I felt like I had to let go of jumping in to fix things for them, even as adults, you know how we want to do that. Can't help ourselves, you know, to take care of their pain and their traumas and to make it all better. Just as I did when I was little, I had learned to let go, and I had to let go in the most profound way when his body was left without his soul. But I carry him with me, and I've established an even more profound relationship with him in spirit. And I'll be sharing more of that with you another time. But in my heart, I know that both my sons are really all right in whatever dimension they are in right now. And that whoever they are meant to be, they are growing into that expression, and I celebrate that. So through my life experience, I have come to admire the strength and the courage that it takes to be a mother. It isn't an easy job for any of you that know. It doesn't come with a manual. We do the best we can, right? But it also has been a very especially rewarding role in life. So what if your mother was not that perfect role model? What if she abandoned you or abused you, or was emotionally absent or disappointed you? How does Mother's Day impact you with that relationship? Does it bring up emotional pain and anger and resentment? Or perhaps all of your childhood disappointments resurface? It can stir a lot of stuff up, can't it? Or what if your mother has transitioned from this life like mine has? And so we have a new relationship in our heart with them. But does all this focus on Mother's Day leave you feeling sad, igniting those feelings of grief, and not really necessarily feeling excited about the sentiment of today because of all of the emotions that are stirred up? I want to honor you wherever you are in this acknowledgement of Mother's role today. Because not all of us have experienced joy in honoring what we feel about our mothers, and that's just the way it is, and that's okay. We're not excited about today. And yet, reflecting on our relationship on the role of motherhood serves a purpose, which is why it's important to acknowledge it. So today, I want to explore a little deeper meaning within Mother's Day, the spirituality beneath the worldview of this holiday, to consider Mother's Day another way. I like how that flowed. So what if we chose to celebrate Mother's Day as a day that we honor our inner mother, our divine mother, our true mother? Spiritually and psychologically, the essence of all human beings is considered to be both feminine and masculine. If any of you have been on a spiritual path, you know that. And so we are both, no matter what gender we show up in life. So the feminine nature of all humanity is really that reality of the mother within, or that divine motherhood. To connect with her. The feminine energy that has been revered in all ancient and indigenous cultures and religions around the world as that nurturing, loving, protective, and creative essence of life. There's a core that we resonate in that. And so the power to give birth to life has been deeply respected and honored. That's really where that celebration of motherhood comes, because men could not do that. So there was this reverence for those that could bring forth life. And therefore, the divine feminine within all humanity is the very part of us that cares for, nurtures, encourages, lovingly guides our inner child into a vital, mature, responsible, and creative adult self. It's the mother within us, the only one we truly need. It is also the creative source that nurtures our thoughts, our ideas, our goals, our dreams into life, for we all need our divine feminine to exist. Have you thought about it that way? Charles Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement, defined divine motherhood as the brooding, which is not brooding, but it is like the gestation, a nurturing element of divine mind in which spiritual ideas are brought into fruition. So don't mothers traditionally demonstrate that sacrifice and support for us so that we might grow to maturity, just as we are willing to make sacrifices and effort toward the fruition of our own ideas and dreams and goals? There's an analogy in that. You know, we were able to watch that brooding motherhood before we left. Mother Robin decided to build a nest in the grapevine wreath we had on our front door. And she was very persistent. We were gone a few days. I took the nest away. She put it back. She kept building on it. And then we got to watch, because we had a window around the side, we could watch. She laid her eggs and the father kept supporting her. And then 12 days later, they hatched. And we had these 3 little baby robins that were so ugly, they were adorable. And within a week, they were growing feathers, and then we had to come here, so we don't get to see them fledge from the nest. But there was this beautiful analogy of life and how the role of motherhood is in nature to support the development and the growth and to provide the very best for the young to have the potential to thrive. So if you think about it, the divine gifts of life and the gift of life that God, the creative force of the universe, because I want you to understand when we say God, it is the creative source of the universe. It is not some entity outside of us. It is the very breath we breathe that animates us, powerful, provides through our mothers, that principle, through our mothers, provide the principle of life, as we then can activate our own divine ideas through our divine mother. So one creates us physically starting in the womb, and the other comes from within our mind to eventually manifest in outer reality. Neither would exist without spirit igniting them forth. That's important to recognize. So therefore, the divine motherhood can also be said to represent the birthing process of creativity within us. We birth the creativity from within us for whatever it is that we hold in mind that we want to bring forth, no matter what anybody else says, just like the mother that would encourage you. It can be painful though, the birthing process, right? Painful, exhausting, exhilarating, scary, overwhelming. To bring forth new life, we may resist it. Those new ideas, the dream in the world that we think maybe is more than we can comprehend. But just as that physical labor of birth, it's a process to bring forth life. And when we align with it and we flow with it, it is a magnificent thing. So each thought we hold is a seed of potential for us to give birth to that needs mothering to flourish and reach its potential. And so we reach into that divine mother within to nurture and gestate and allow that to come forth. You don't have to be female to experience that form of birth. Very clear on that. All of us have that divinity within us. So I want to share with you Myrtle Fillmore, as I said, is the co-founder of the Unity Movement, with her husband, Charles, affectionately was called Mother of Unity. And from the very beginning of the Unity Movement, she took on the role of providing spiritual nourishment for the children. And her concern for children led her to ask in meditation, who will care for the children? And her answer came from within, you are to provide for the children. This is your work. And so she initiated the Unity magazine for children called We Wisdom. Did any of you have that growing up? It was started, first published in 1893 and continued until around 1889. They tried to bring it back, but that didn't stick. So, but anyway, Myrtle had been a teacher before she and Charles started Unity, and she dedicated herself to a ministry for children for their soul's growth and unfoldment. And in the first issue of We Wisdom, she wrote, "The mission of We Wisdom is not to entertain the children, but to call them out. To always be entertaining them is to be dwarfed and dependent." Something we have to consider today, right? To be called out is to follow the harmonious law of the soul's unfoldment. So who meddles with the rosebud? What fingers are deft enough to pry open the marvel of unfolded beauty? We are wise enough to leave it alone, to follow the glad law of its own unfolding. And she says, but our children, have we dealt as wisely with these buds of marvelous possibilities? Have we always remembered that they too must quicken and unfold through the innate law of their own genius? She knew that to mother was to accept the role of the Divine Mother, to call out our potential, the soul's unfoldment of our children, but it's what we do for ourselves, to call out through that gentle voice, because the truth is we are our own mothers. So what we celebrate today is our own motherhood, the mother within that calls forth, that calls out our potential, that loves us and nurtures us and guides us into all that we are meant to be. So have you called on her lately? Have you aligned with your Divine Mother and asked for her support? That is what I invite you to do today, to get in touch with your Divine Mother, to allow her to call forth, to call out the potential that perhaps you've been hiding, that you've been trying to gestate just a little too long, that's really ready to emerge. Perhaps that idea, that goal, that desire of your heart. And maybe it's about mothering a healing challenge, an emotional challenge, something that needs some extra comfort and attention. So let your Divine Mother love you today and celebrate all that you are and all the roles that motherhood have served humanity. Let us seek that Divine Mother. So happy Mother's Day to everyone, to all of you, every one of you. Namaste. So we're going to invite you to sing again. I'm going to invite my charming hubby up here. This is a beautiful song called Gifts of the Goddess. And I'm going to invite you to stand because you're going to need to feel the energy of this. We're going to call forth the gifts of the goddess within you, within your Divine Mother. And I guess we need those lyrics. And we're going to let Karen Drucker, who wrote this beautiful song, where did that piece go? Here it is. Yes.
No matter where you are.
That's not it.
But it's a good song.
So I want you to just let yourself feel, and if you feel like moving, because we're going to call forth the gifts of the goddess that is inherent within each of us. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? The gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? All the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, I am ready. Are you ready? Joy, I am ready. Are you ready? Peace, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. All the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Compassion, are you ready? Forgiveness, are you ready? Laughter, are you ready? I am ready to receive. Passion, I am ready. Success, are you ready? I am ready. Gladness, are you ready? I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? I am ready. I am ready. I am ready, ready to receive. I'm ready to receive. I am ready to receive. All the gifts.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Now the energy's good.
Wow, thank you.
Okay, let's see if I can talk because I was dancing. Hi, that was so nice. Thank you. Let us give Meagan and Michael. Thank you. Remind me of my beloved. Always together and supporting each other. That's beautiful. I am ready. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Good. I am too. This is the moment. Listen, we have this beautiful, beautiful ministry. And I want to thank Father James Twyman for allowing us to use this facility at Namaste. I want to thank all of you who has opened your heart to this ministry. Reverend Kathleen, for example, who is our right hand and our no words to thank you, my dear, and every minister that has been here. My beloved husband, you have no idea how much he works during the week. Ravi, thank you so much. We are so happy you are back. And Chris was here really helping out and doing his best. So this is a team work. Oh, Julie and Gary, yes, they are every Sunday receiving people. So thank you with so much love. The board, I mean, it's so many people. We need your help because we have a lot in mind to do. Our vision is huge, is big, but as with always, with everything in this planet Earth, we need your support financially. So seriously, see, if you feel like unity here at Namaste can be a force like we want to we invite you to really support us financially, with ideas, with everything you have. Now, we have the box. Now, this is what happened. Every Sunday, we start talking to everybody, to each other, and then we forget. We have a box that is donation box. They are at the exit of here of Namaste. If you feel in your heart that you want to contribute financially, there's envelopes and you put your name and everything because it's tax deductible and all those things. And you go to the box and you leave your donations. Okay, now online.
Online, they should send us an email. You have to say,
Okay, some people have asked, how can I donate online? Send us an email to Unity Namaste Ahihi.
no, Unity Namaste, 3 words. Unity Namaste at Gmail.
Unity Namaste Ahihi at gmail.com.
Yes.
.com.
And we'll send them a link.
And then we will send you the link. Okay, you write an email and let us know that you want to contribute. Oh, any question, anything while we're doing our prayer for protection?
Sure can.
Okay, so let us prepare and let us send this beautiful prayer to the whole planet. The planet needs healing, as we know, and let's send peace and love and the Divine Mother in each one of those hearts here walking on planet Earth. So we say together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen, 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 y punto. Yes, yes, okay. Goodbye, Zoom audience. Not yet, not yet. Oh, we do the peace song, yes. Are you ready to dance, to continue dancing? Let's do the peace song together, but my style. Yeah, okay. This is the Let There Be Peace on Earth. And when we start our Spanish ministry in Miami, the song was too slow for the Latinos. So all right, let's dance. Ready? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. So, to the back. Let there be peace on earth, let to be as creator, family of me. Let us work with each other in perfect harmony. Now let's go.